Om Yogis, welcome to a practice today that is inspired by the Selendyne. In the modality of transference healing, Selendyne is said to be a powerful elemental being that represents the missing element of ether. It is said that ether comes in when all other elements balance. So earth, air, fire, water comes into balance, and then ether comes in. But nothing balances when the ego is in charge. So let's begin our class today by bringing your fingers into your palms, your thumbs come up. Then bring your hands out so they're not shoulder height but not ceiling height either, somewhere in between. And just hold them there and just breathe. Find a comfortable, steady breath, holding your arms there. If you like, you can add breath of fire, which is just a short, sharp exhale through the nose as the belly pulls in. And your inhale will happen on its own as you do this. And you can make that breath of fire as slow or as fast as you like. And if breath of fire doesn't work for you, just come back to nice, steady, even, deep breathing. So today we practice with the Selendyne. Keep going, lovelies. And Selendyne is said in the modality of transference healing, which is something that I'm very interested in. Selendyne is said to be a powerful elemental being that represents the missing element of ether. So we're going to work a lot with that element today, looking at what that is as we go along. But at the moment, we're just eradicating the ego, just laying the ego down at the doorway of the temple, if you like, because the ego actually keeps us stuck in lower frequencies. The ego keeps the mind small, and when we're in ego, the mind is too small to contemplate the vastness of the self. So close your eyes and just breathe. Keep going, keep holding the arms where they are. And I know that after a while it starts to burn a little. But we're just burning away the ego so that we can receive the vastness of the self. And we're coming into a higher frequency now. Almost there, lovely. About another 30 seconds. Gorgeous. Now they'll bring the thumbs to touch above your head and just pull your pelvic floor muscles up, pull your lower abdomen up, take a deep breath in, just hold the breath there for a second or two. And then let's exhale, take the fingertips to the floor, grounding your energy here. Let's come into cat-cow when you're ready. So hands and feet, as you inhale, you're opening the chest, and as you exhale, you're rounding the back. Inhale to open the chest, and exhale, pull the tummy in, round the back. And as you do this, you can imagine light is being drawn in along your spine. And receive this light on your inhale, so nice deep inhalation. And as you exhale, let it run along the back of your spine as you push the spine up to the ceiling. You can start to go a little faster if you like. find your own rhythm. Pulling light in along your spine, through your mind's eye as you do this. Beautiful. Now let's come back, downward facing dog. For this dog today, let's take the feet wide as your mat, so the outer edges of your feet line up with the outer edges of your mat. And turn your hands out slightly towards the sides of your mat, just to give your wrists a bit of a rest. And we're really aiming to lengthen through the spine here and push into the hands, so you're pushing the weight of the pose back into the legs. If your hamstrings are too tight to do this, just bend your knees. See if you can get a really nice feeling of lengthening from the tips of your fingers all the way to your tailbone. Breathing deep here. So yeah, the Selendyne comes through the modality of transference healing. And Selendyne is said to be a primordial being that has existed from the beginnings of time. So Selendyne represents ether, and ether is like the fundamental element through which all the other elements were born. So ether is an element from the beginning that comes back to us once balance is restored. So if you imagine earth, air, fire, or water all being born through ether, and we're embodying all of that in the body, and once we find that balance, then our ability to absorb more ether becomes stronger. Let's walk the feet to the hands. And then inhale, come halfway up, and exhale, deepen your fold. And just do this on your own, inhaling, lengthening your spine, and exhaling, folding in. Again, if your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees. It's fine to bend the knees. And I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the Selendyne, just pulling that Selendyne energy in as we work. Selendyne works with the complexity of the Kundalini system. So, yeah, and this allows for alchemical changes within your body through the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. So at this time, it is said that a more complex chakra system is evolving within us all that will allow us all to absorb higher frequencies of light. So really, just imagine that your chakras are upgrading, if you like. And this is part of the work of the Selendyne, to work with the Kundalini system to upgrade the chakras so we can receive higher frequencies of light. Okay, let's come. On your next exhale, fold a little deeper, and then inhale, come up to stand. Lovely. We're just going to do a few half salutations here. So as you inhale, lift your hands. As you exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise, pulling in the light. Exhale, fold in again. Now let's inhale all the way back up to stand, stretching into your fingers, let your tailbone be heavy. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart, prayer position. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, rise all the way up, tailbone heavy, fingers lift. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, stand up again. Beautiful. So as I said, the Selendyne is working with the chakras and the complexity of the Kundalini system. And so we're going to go into some full salutations now with a particular focus on the poses that bring awareness of the third eye and the throat. And these are the chakras where ether and light is said to move through us. Beautiful. So okay. Let's inhale, lift your hands. Bring your attention to your throat. Ether is the element that moves through the throat, and as you exhale, fold on in. Let's take the left leg back, lift your heart, come into a lunge position. Now, ether is the element that is moving through the third eye, or light, actually, more precisely, is moving through the third eye, light and perfection. Let's come back to plank. Inhale in plank and exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for a moment or two, just stretching out. Remembering that we're looking at the particular awareness of the throat and the third eye, because these are the chakras where ether and light move through us. So let's take the left leg forward and come into a lunge position here. And imagine that ether is coming in through the third eye as you breathe in. Now exhale, come to the top of your mat. And let's inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold on in. Beautiful. As we inhale, rise up. Imagine ether entering in through your throat. And exhale, relax your hands. Take a free inhale here. Let's exhale, bring your hands together, prayer position at your heart. And as you inhale, lift your hands, take your attention to your throat, the ether element. And as you exhale, fold on in. Let's take the right leg back. Lift your heart as you inhale and feel your third eye. Feel light or ether coming in through the third eye. Imagine that. And then exhale, come back to plank. Let's inhale in plank. Exhale, drop down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. So the element of ether is also known as Akash or Akasha in the yogic traditions. It's all related to the light and the perfection of light or empty space. It can be either or either coming in to you. So let's bring the right leg forward. Come into that lunge position here and imagine that Akasha, empty space, light, perfection, ether coming in through your third eye. And as you exhale, top of mat. Let's inhale, rise halfway. And exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale as you rise up, gaze up towards your thumbs, look at your, imagine your throat is filling up with ether or Akash. And as you exhale, hands come to the heart. Beautiful, take a free inhale here. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, ether into the throat chakra. Exhale, fold on in. The left leg comes back now. We lift the heart. Imagine ether, light, perfection, Akash in the third eye. And exhale back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll bring the left leg forward now, imagining ether, Akash, perfection, light coming in through your third eye. And exhale, top of mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale as you rise up, pay particular attention to your throat chakra. Imagine the ether or Akash entering there. And exhale, relax. Beautiful. Take a free inhale. Let's look at the other elements now, just because we can. As we exhale, bringing your hands to your heart, you're coming into air, or Vayu, as it's known in the yogic tradition. As you inhale, come to the throat, Akash, ether, as we know. Exhale, fold forward. Awareness goes into the pelvis, or the water, or the jal element. As you inhale, the right leg comes back, lift the heart, Akash, third eye, ether. And as you exhale, come back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Keep the attention at the solar plexus as you come down, fire, Agni. Inhale, cobra, attention at the sacrum, water, jal. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your attention into your hands and your feet. This is the earth element known as Prithiti in the yogic traditions. Prithi in the yogic traditions. And then bring the right leg forward into that lunge. We know what element we work with here. It's Akash, or space, or ether, or light, or perfection. Exhale, top of mat. Inhale, halfway rise. As you fold on your exhale, bring the awareness to the sacrum, the water element, jal. Inhale, rise up, throat, Akash, ether. Exhale, hands to heart, air, or Vayu. Inhale, free inhale here, let the hands fall. Exhale, back to heart, Vayu. Inhale, ether at the throat. Exhale, fold on in. Left leg comes back. Inhale to the ether at the third eye. Exhale, back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, Agni, fire at the solar plexus. Inhale, cobra, the awareness is at the sacrum, jal, water. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really let yourself earth here. Prithi, earth element. Prithi. And then the left leg is coming forward. Attention at the third eye as ether flows into the third eye chakra. Exhale, top of mat. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, fold on in. Inhale, rise up, ether at the throat. Exhale, relax. Beautiful. Why are we looking at the chakras here? Because we're working with the Selendyne, who works with the Kundalini system to upgrade our chakra system. Let's take another round here. So free inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. We're coming into the heart chakra for the element of air, or Vayu. Inhale, hands lift. Throat chakra, Akash, or empty space in the yogic traditions. Exhale, fold on in. Jal, water at your pelvis. Inhale, right leg comes back. We lift the heart, we lunge. Come into that third eye, Akash, light, perfection. Exhale, plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, Agni. Inhale, cobra. Jal at the sacrum. Exhale, downward facing dog. Earth yourself here. Prithi. Right leg comes forward, coming into your third eye chakra for Akash, light, perfection. Exhale, top of mat. Inhale, halfway rise. As you exhale, fold on in, take the attention to your sacrum, water, jal. Inhale, rise up. Here we come into the ether, empty space in the throat. Exhale, hands to heart, element of air or vayu. Beautiful. Let's take the feet to hip distance apart now, lovelies. Interlace your hands, keep your elbows straight, and we're just going to circle the hands up on the inhale, and as you exhale, circle down and fold. So inhale, we're going up, circling up, and exhale, folding through. So you're making these big circles with your hands interlaced and your elbows nice and straight. Don't worry which direction you're going in. Just enjoy the direction of your circle. Let your hips participate. You might want to turn to the long edge of your mat so you've got enough room here. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. And this is a great detox, helping your liver here, making these big circles. And your chakras turn in circles. So the actual word chakra means wheel of energy. So you can really visualize your chakras turning here as you work. So as the elements balance within us, earth, air, fire, water, ether, the chakra system evolves to receive more ether. Elements balance within us, earth, air, fire, and water. The chakras evolve to receive more ether. So in other words, lovely, just to keep this simple, and I know this probably feels a bit complex at the moment, is we're just working with the elements inside the body to strengthen and evolve the chakra system so that we can receive more of that original first element of ether, which is always with us because it's the first thing. But it's quite hard to absorb it when the other elements are out of balance. Let's change the direction of the circles now, lovelies. In your yogic practice or in the yogic system, ether is known as Akash. Akash is the space that contains all things. So you can really create some space with this movement now. And the essence of emptiness or Akash or ether comes before everything. So as we balance earth, air, fire and water within us through our yogic practices, which is what they're doing all of the time, what we once lost returns. Or it's like the awareness of the beginning or the awareness of Akash or ether returns within us. Beautiful. Bring your circle to stillness now, and let's just stand here for a moment. Lovely. Let's bring the hands above the head. Take steeple mudra. We're just going to stand. We're going to raise the arms as high as we can and just squeeze pelvic floor, lower abdomen. Just hold the energy in for a moment. You might want to hold the breath in too, if you like, but you don't have to. And then exhale, let it go. So our next movement will be, we're going to inhale, bringing the arms up over the head, and just quite simply exhale, bend your knees, fold and sweep the hands so they come slightly behind you. So we inhale, come up, and we exhale, sweep down, bending the knees, letting momentum assist us. So start whenever you're ready. As you inhale, draw the belly in and really stretch up into the ethers. And then exhale, use momentum and move through them. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, moving through. It's working in this way on your own. Find your own little rhythm. So we're working today with the Selendyne and the element of ether. It's a very mysterious element, and so far you might be none the wiser as to what it is and what it is that we're doing, and that's okay. It's something that even sort of the great minds of history contemplated. Aristotle referred to the mysterious element of ether as quintessence. So if we can't grasp it, don't worry, neither could they. But he had a fairly good grasp of it, actually. Quintessence, a divine substance of eternal, unchanging perfection. You know, I love that. A divine substance of eternal, unchanging perfection. And as we do this movement, I would ask myself the question, are we always actually moving through divine, mysterious forces, unaware of the perfection around us? So as you reach up, engage your belly, really stretch, and as you exhale, just contemplate what it is that you're moving through. Divine, mysterious forces. Aristotle would have called it quintessence. In lots of traditions, it's called ether or empty space. And ether as an element is the beginning of all other elements. It's there at the beginning, all other elements came through, and we're in the process of balancing elements so we can draw in more of this divine, mysterious substance of ether once we come into balance. So I realize I've talked us all the way through that, and we might be feeling a little bit out of balance now. So when you come up on your next round, bring your hand to steeple mudra, and we're just going to stand steeple. Squeeze the bandhas, which is your pelvic floor lifting, your lower abdomen lifting. You might want to hold the air in. You might even want to stand on your tippy toes. Test your balance. And exhale, come into a forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to, and just hang out here for a moment. You might want to sway a little side to side. Beautiful. And, you know, ether is talked about as well in the realm of physics. We're looking more metaphysically today, but yeah, the realm of physics talks about ether too. And physicists believe it to be a theoretical substance that acts as a medium for electromagnetic waves. And I kind of love that because, you know, I just love it. Okay, let's come to standing. We're going to take the arms out to the sides. We're going to T-shape the arms, bend your elbows and lift your palms. And now just start to march on the spot, but lift your knees as high as you possibly can. Find a rhythm. And let's stick with it, at least for this song. And we are on the long march through lifetimes and lifetimes, on the long march back to the beginning of things. You know, lovelies, it's no wonder that living a life takes us around in circles. From the metaphysical perspective, everything circles back on itself, and we are trying to remember the beginning. We're trying to remember where we're from, or trying to remember ether, perhaps. So on the long march, lift your knees nice and high. Have a sense of humor. And keep going. If you feel a little ridiculous, you can always face the wall to do this, or close your eyes. And keep going, even though we're going to run out of music. I'll talk you through the break. So yeah, as we come back to ether, or Akash, which is the empty element, the spacious element from where all other elements were born. You know, so that's kind of where we're going with the Selendyne today. And it's just, you know, as we eventually, I mean, it's just hard to explain this, but from a yogic perspective, we eventually return to what is called the Paramatman, or the Supreme Self, or the Primordial Self. And when we go back into this supreme version of ourselves, so returning back, this identity merges with absolute reality. So it's like we go backwards to go forwards sometimes, and we certainly do that in the metaphysical world. So we're marching through imbalances to come back to balance and learn how to hold what we learn through lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, until eventually we're perfected through dissolving our individuality back into one primordial state. And it is here, in this mysterious, mind-boggling place, where we might meet the Selendyne. Do not worry if you don't understand any of this. Just hold your hands, mirror the scales with your hands, hold your balance, and march on. It's kind of the nature of existence, isn't it? You know, what do we fully understand? Not a lot, but keep going, keep walking through it. Beautiful. Keep going. We're not finished yet. Now, turn your march into a little run, just for the last 30 seconds. Just going to run this out. Keep going. Run a little faster if you can. Gorgeous. Have a sense of humour. Stop your running, lovelies. Release your hands and take your hands high above your head. Stand in that steeple mudra. Squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze your lower abdomen, maybe even squeeze your feet so you stand onto your tippy toes. Hold the energy in. Beautiful. Now come to sitting down. Sit down now. Sit down. Okay, we're going to extend the legs and hold your toes. So if you need to bend your knees and prop your legs with a blanket, do it. Just so you can hook your first 2 fingers around your big toes. And now we're going to inhale, drawing the heart forward, and exhale, fold on in, pressing your thighs down the whole time. Inhale, draw the heart forward, and exhale, fold on in. So we're lengthening as we inhale, and as we exhale, we're trying to keep some of that length through the front and the back of the spine. Go at your own rhythm, as slow or as fast as you like. Working with a Selendyne, we might well be thinking, what is this all about? Well, our practice today is working to strengthen the Kundalini, so we're strengthening the whole spine here and balance the chakra system so we can raise our vibration ultimately. So after this, we hope that we will feel clear and bright and, dare I say it, brand new. Because Selendyne works with ether at the beginning of things, when things were brand new. Beautiful. So keep going, lovelies. Keep going. As you inhale, lengthen your belly, and as you exhale, bring your spine down in a nice as straight a line as you can, drawing your heart towards your feet, lengthening your spine as you go. Don't be frightened to bend your knees. Close your eyes, find a rhythm, and enjoy it. This practice will make us feel clear and bright. I'm pretty sure it will make us feel brand new. We've got about another minute left, so keep going. Let's inhale, draw the heart forward, and exhale, release your hands and start to walk your hands in towards your feet, coming to sitting upright. Beautiful. And then we're just going to use the stomach muscles to slowly lower ourselves down to the mat and lie down. Okay, so from lying down, take your hands underneath your hips, palms to the mat, just to support your lower back. And we're just going to do some leg raises here. So raise your legs up towards the ceiling, lovelies. And as you exhale, bring them down towards the floor in a nice straight line, just hovering them above the earth. Inhale, drawing up. And exhale, hovering. If this is really difficult on your lower back, just do it with bent legs or do one leg at a time. It's absolutely fine. So we're doing leg raises, either both legs together or one leg at a time, or with the knees bent if that's easier for your back. See if you can move your legs without creating too much tension in your shoulders and face. Maybe concentrate on the mysterious substance that your legs move through. The mysterious emptiness of everything. The ether. The Akash. That is all around us and even inside of us. Draw your belly in towards your spine to protect your back. Relax your face and keep going, lovelies. Coming back to the beginning of things is not always an easy thing. Coming back to life is not an easy thing. Keep working, keep breathing, inhaling as you come up and exhaling as you lower. Allow yourself to find a little bit of a rhythm. Okay, so the next time that your legs come up towards the ceiling, we're going to keep them there and just start to bicycle the legs, just to release the back a little bit, let your hips move a little. Find a rhythm, close your eyes. Yeah, coming back to life is not an easy thing. As we move through perfection in a clumsy physical body, it's not an easy thing. If you think about this quintessence or this perfection all around us, that we have to somehow clamber through in this heavy, clumsy, often sore, hurting physical body. It's not an easy thing. It's a journey. It's a long march or a long ride, and sometimes we have to dig really deep to get ourselves back on track or back to balance, and this is where Selendyne comes in. It helps us to balance and refine through our chakras so we can receive more perfection. Beautiful. Okay, let's, as you exhale now, just bring your legs to stillness. And we're going to bring the knees, keep breathing, lovelies, is bring your knees in towards your face and just curl yourself into a little ball, lifting your head. Now we're going to inhale, take your arms wide. Or if you've got room, you might want to take them up above your head. That's a little bit harder. If you've got room to go wide, go wide. And exhale, come back to the little ball. We just do the arms first. So inhale wide and exhale, curl up. Inhale wide and exhale, curl up. Now this time as the arms come wide, straighten your legs so your feet come towards the ceiling. And exhale, curl up. So bring your legs into it now, lengthening through arms and legs as you inhale and curling into a little ball as you exhale. Find a nice rhythm to work here. And if you want more challenge, we take the legs down towards the floor. If you want less challenge, legs come up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you go wide and exhale as you curl in. And try to let this movement be graceful, not mechanical, not robotic. See if you can get a little bit absorbed in this movement. Feel yourself moving through perfection or empty space. As you inhale and as you exhale, pull it back into you. On your next exhale, curl into that little ball again. And then slowly bring yourself into Shavasana, lying down, spreading your feet wide and your hands wide. Take rest. Relax the hinge of your jaw, relax your shoulders and your buttocks. And ask yourself the question, is the ether, Akash, perfection, quintessence all around you now? Can you get a sense of it? And perhaps you can begin to let go of the tightnesses or the imbalances inside of you that might prevent you from receiving it fully. Receiving the perfection of what is outside of you fully. As you exhale, see if you can let go of anything that is tight, imbalanced, or holding away from the floor inside of you. And as you inhale, see if you can really receive the ether, the Akash, the perfection, the quintessence all around you. Pull it into you. Beautiful. And let's hug yourself when you're ready back into that little ball. Knees come into chest, head comes up. And just gently start to roll up and down your spine. Go slowly at first and just build momentum in your own time. This should feel good. If this does not feel good on your body, you might want to just roll left to right. You might want to do a little bit of both. You might want to think about rolling up and down to sit at the top of your mat. See if you can perfect that movement. So we're going backwards and forwards to a seated position in whatever way works, or just rolling left to right, massage your hips. And now you might even want to think about coming from that seat into a standing position, maybe from your roll through your spine, if that's possible for you. If that feels like a good thing for you today, it might not. But wherever you are, let's bring ourselves slowly if we're not already there, to standing posture. Moving through the Akash, the perfection, the ether, all around you. And we meet standing up. Okay, lovelies. So our next set of movements are going to be squats. We're just going to inhale, bringing your arms forward. Exhale, bring your elbows in, make fists. Bring your fists in towards your waist and squat low as is okay for your knees. Little knee bends are absolutely fine, lovely, just to get your knees warm. So we're inhaling, the arms come forward, and we're exhaling, squatting down, bring the fists in towards the waist. Find a little rhythm if you can. So lovelies. You might want to ask yourself the question, is there a spiritual rebound happening that is pulling in all of our life lessons and incarnations through the ethers? I mean, you might not want to ask that question, but you might get a sense of that. You might want to consider if you can pull in all of the potentials or every lesson of this current lifetime as best you can. Or you might not. You might just be saying, I just want the squats to end. You know, perhaps you might be aware of other incarnations, other lifetimes you have lived, and you might want to pull those in too. Or maybe not. Really, we're just working with these squats. We're getting the legs nice and tired. Again, so we realize that it takes work to pull in everything that we are, or to pull ourselves back together. Just keep going a little while longer. Consider the perfection that you move through and the difficulty of moving this clumsy, heavy, material, physical body through the mysterious substance of ether. And if you haven't understood a word that I've said so far, you really do understand the difficulty. And I hear you, it's fine. And let's just do this for about another 30 seconds or so, lovelies. Feeling the spiritual rebound happening within your legs. Close your eyes if you need to. Inhaling as you come up and exhaling as you come down, you're almost there. Lovely. Inhale, come back to standing. And then let's bring the hands into that steeple mudra, steeple stand, and squeeze everything up. Maybe stand on your tippy toes. And now let's exhale, come to seated. Beautiful. Our next pose will be a kneeling wood chopping pose. So if you can kneel and sit on your heels, sit on your heels. If you need to sit to a block or a couple of blocks, you can do that. If you can't kneel, if your knees won't let you, you can just sit in whatever way works. Cross-legged is fine. And for this pose, we're going to interlace the hands again as we did at the start of the practice, and we're going to bring the elbows straight, and we're just going to inhale up and exhale down as if we're chopping wood. This is quite a choppy movement. So inhaling up and exhaling straight down. Inhale up, exhale straight down. You might want to exhale through your mouth. You might want to close your eyes. And it's said in the yogic tradition that as the limbs move at straight angles to your spine, they create a coherence in your electromagnetic field and a higher vibratory frequency. In other words, you clear the energy around your body, preventing energetic distortions from getting into you. And you're aligning your electromagnetic field. You're creating a coherence in your electromagnetic field to the perfection around it in the ethers, or as Aristotle called it, to the quintessence. So we're tuning ourselves into that perfection with this movement. So it is believed in the yogic tradition, just because we're moving our limbs at angles to our spine creates coherence in the electromagnetic field. I mean, whether you believe this or not, doesn't really matter. It's just something to get you through this chopping motion as your arms tire, at the very least. And at the very most, it's an explanation of what it is that you're doing energetically as you chop wood. It's that saying, before enlightenment, I chop wood. After enlightenment, I chop wood. We go back to the beginning. We go round and round in circles. The long march back to where we started. Beautiful. Let's stop now. Steeple your arms above your head. Squeeze your bandhas. Hold your breath if you like. Just lift everything up. And then come to cross-legged position if you're not already there, and just sit and just feel the shifts inside of you. Just take a moment just to feel how you are different now to where you might have been when you started this practice. Okay, we're going to open the arms to a nice wide T shape here. So again, to give yourself more room, you might want to turn to the long edge of your mat. And we're going to inhale as the arms go wide, closing your eyes. And as you exhale, bring your hands almost to touch ahead of you. So a couple of, like a sausage worth away from each other. And open your eyes. So you're opening the eyes on the inhale and taking the arms wide and open. No, you're closing the eyes, sorry. You're closing the eyes as the hands go wide. And as you exhale, hands come to touch and you open the eyes and look at them. Inhale, close the eyes, go wide. Exhale, almost to touch, look at the hands. Exhale. Inhale, wide and close the eyes. Exhale, almost to touch, open the eyes. So you'll get a better sense of this because you're actually doing it. So as your arms go wide, you are closing the eyes. And as your hands come forward, you are opening your eyes. As they go wide, you're inhaling, and as they go forward, you're exhaling. Find a rhythm, lovely. Remembering that the arms moving at angles to the spine creates a clearing in your electromagnetic field and an alignment with the perfection of ether, quintessence, whatever you want to call it, empty space. And working with the eyes in this way can almost bring us into a kind of trance-like state as we align with the perfection around us. And this is what the Selendyne does, is this elemental being, this powerful elemental being is said to come in, align the chakras, upgrade the chakras in the Kundalini system so that we can receive more ether, or so that we can balance the other elements of earth, air, fire, water, and then receive more of the original ether. So this movement of moving your arms wide is a very receptive movement. So see if you can really receive as your arms go wide. Beautiful. And as the arms go wide again, just stop and breathe. Let's breathe here. Lovely. Then bend your elbows and bring your fingertips out in front of you to almost touching. So you can start to get a sense of the energy moving between them. And we're going to turn now take your fingertips down to your lap, turn your palms up at the same time and super slowly bring them up towards your face, watching them through half closed eyes, or gaze to the tip of your nose and watch them in your periphery coming towards you. Breathe deeply as you do this. And when your hands reach your heart center, turn your palms and take your hands down towards your lap, super slowly again. Now let's slow right down. Try to make this movement so slow that it is difficult for others to perceive that you are even moving. As your hands reach your lap, you turn the palms, bring them back towards the heart. So as the hands come up, palms face you. As the hands come down, palms face the floor. The breath is even and full. And you're watching your hands through half-closed eyes. Or if you can, gaze to the tip of your nose and just see them in your periphery. Just do that. As you slow right down, you enhance your own ability to perceive and work with your own energy. And as you work through your practice of yoga, with each practice, slowly, you come back into an original balance, so that you can begin to receive ether in a new way. Through your balanced chakra system, through the balance of the elements inside of you, more ether starts to flow into you. More ether, or more of that which we have lost connection to. And slowly, as we come back to balance and we receive more of that quintessence, ether, Akash, we return home to perfection. With the practice of yoga, there is no destination. Instead, we relax into remembering our divine beginnings. Slowly, we release that which keeps us in forgetfulness. At your core, lovely, you are perfection, moving through perfection. Let's release that exercise now completely. We're going to bring one arm straight up towards the ceiling now, a little bit of a change of pace, and the other arm comes out to the side. And we're just going to tick-tock the arms. So one arm will come up, the other to the side, and then vice versa. And we're just opening up to a higher energy above the head, or the higher aspects of our practice, or the higher vibrations around us, if you like. As we do this, it's as if we're kind of pouring light, or Akash, or ether, or perfection, or quintessence, left and right side of us. And we can kind of bathe and breathe in this light. It's like we're playing with the light now. We're playing with the ethers. Very beautiful. So just close your eyes and just enjoy that. I mean, we always know that we're making progress when we return to a more childlike state, a state of innocence and enjoyment and fun. So pour that light, that Akash, ether, that empty space, perfection, quintessence, whatever we want to call it. Pour it left and right with the Selendyne. Bathing and breathing and having, dare I say, have fun with it. If you can keep your arms straight, try to keep your arms straight. As we learned earlier, when the arms are straight to the spine and working at straight angles to the spine, it is said that we are aligning our electromagnetic body with the perfection of the ether around us. And when we align with something, it's like for like, we can absorb more of it. We can take it on board more. Beautiful. Okay. Let's do a couple more rounds, almost there. Enjoy it, and then when you're ready, Come to stillness, bring both of your hands above your head, steeple the arms, engage your pelvic floor, your lower abdomen, pull the energy up, hold it there for a second, and then exhale, bring the arms down, ground the energy, ground it all around you. Gorgeous. Then meet me in child's pose. You can take your knees nice and wide for this. You can sit back to your heels. And you can take Sphinx with your arms if you feel claustrophobic. And we're going to gently, gently, gently chant the Om together. And our arms will overlap, they will be different tones, they will be different lengths, and that's absolutely fine. So you can stay with me, or you can go, be free, go off on your own into the ethers if you like. Going on your own, lovelies. But as you gently chant the Om, make sure you can hear my voice. Because the Om is the primordial sound from the beginnings of time. And this is why we're singing it in this practice, because we're looking at the primordial element of ether with the Selendyne. So just bringing this sound in now towards the end of the practice. And hopefully you realize at this point that this practice is showing us that it is okay to go back to the beginning, to go around in circles. It is our nature, and it is the nature of the chakra system. So as those chakras perfect, they go round and round, and so do we. So it's okay to go back to our beginnings. It can be powerful to embrace this, as this is the nature of the spiritual journey. We know this, and if we work with it, it is a balancing force. Going back to the beginning is okay, going round and round in circles is okay. It's a balancing force that allows for a shift in vibration, and that shift can take us back home to perfection, to the perfection that is everywhere all around us. Beautiful. Let's lie down now, Shavasana. Take rest. Take rest. So in Shavasana, lovelies, let it all go. Surrender the body to the earth. Surrender everything you have learned, if anything. And we surrender so we can ultimately remember where we started, remember the beginning. It's so funny how we learn so we can let it go and remember. Knowing this allows for a shift in vibration that can bring you back to the beginnings, back home to perfection. Letting go, relax, relax, relax. Okay, lovely as this. Begin to deepen the breath. And gently move the body in whichever way works for you. Hugging knees into chest. When you're ready, just gently roll to one side and just stay here for a moment, bringing anything back with you or preparing to bring anything back with you that was useful for you today, and hopefully bringing back a load more ether in your body. When you're ready, press up to a comfortable seat if you haven't done so already. So hopefully this practice today has shown us that it is okay to go around in circles. It is our nature, and it is the nature of the chakra system. It is okay to go back to our beginnings, and it can be powerful to embrace this, as this is the nature of most spiritual journeys. It's certainly our spiritual journey. So knowing this and working with it is a balancing force that allows for a shift in vibration that takes us back home to perfection. Back home to the beginnings of things, guided by the beautiful Selendyne, bringing your hands to your heart with so much love. Namaste.